Hello and welcome back. I'm Dr. Lori Williams, and today I want to talk to you about how to know when you have outgrown your beliefs. So, everyone on their healing journey essentially will start to have to challenge their beliefs at some point, because the truth of it is our beliefs are not chosen by us. They come to us through our culture, through our upbringing, through our traumas, and even through the ways that we had to survive. Our beliefs, it's a mental framework essentially for how we view ourselves and the world around us. And so going through the healing process, that framework tends to fall away as we're stepping back into the authentic version of who we are. So when you're going through the dismantling of your beliefs, it may feel like betrayal. It may feel it's going to feel uncomfortable, because somewhere along the lines, we hold on to our beliefs like it means everything, like they're defining us on some level. And maybe at some point in our life, they have defined us. They've kept us safe at some points. They have served us to avoid things that could potentially hurt us. So they did serve a purpose, and it may feel like we're betraying ourselves by letting them go. But I think the important part of healing with your beliefs is in realizing that your beliefs are not stagnant, that your beliefs need to grow and evolve as you grow and evolve. They're not something that you hold on to as fact from birth to death. They need to grow and evolve. The more your beliefs grow and evolve, the more that's a sign of your own expansion in your own conscious awareness. So I would encourage you to take a stance of allowing your beliefs to be more in a flow state and more easily expanded on, rather than being put in this container and it's locked in this container and we don't look at it, we don't challenge it, we just leave it there, and it's going to do whatever it wants to do whenever it wants to do it. So from a personal perspective on my journey, I've actually realized that, a belief is just something that we tell ourselves over and over again, or is told to us over and over again until we believe it. So it's not necessarily actually based on our truth. Now, as I've healed myself, I have allowed myself to figure out what my truth is. And because of that, I have, my beliefs have had to change. They wouldn't serve me now if they didn't. I've also gotten myself into a place where I don't hold quite so hard to my beliefs of myself or people around me or the environment around me. Because it's always changing. And your beliefs should be always changing too. So say for an example, if I have, a small belief and I have a conversation with somebody, and rather than fighting my belief with their belief, I actually allow myself the opportunity to expand my belief based on what it is that they're saying. Now, that doesn't mean that my belief is changing, but if I can be expansive with my beliefs, it actually allows me to stay more true to myself. It allows me to grow more as a person. And, in understanding other people's beliefs actually allow you to better understand them as well. So when it comes down to what our beliefs are, they should never come from a place of fear, of guilt, of shame. If they start coming up and you're starting to realize, oh, that's a belief based off of fear, I guarantee you it was taught to you. It was a survival belief that you have adapted. Your true and authentic beliefs are always going to be, encouraging. And like I said, they're going to be expansive. They're going to be honoring you and your path. They're going to be encouraging growth within yourself and within your consciousness. So essentially, as you let your beliefs grow and evolve, they're actually going to be growing with you. So, and that's kind of the beautiful part of it all, is that, healing is remembering that the truth expands, that is not meant to be confined. It's never meant to be confined. So if you find that you are very stuck in your beliefs and fighting your beliefs, I encourage you to take a step back and maybe allow your belief to grow and expand rather than contract and keep you stuck in where you are. It's very it's not an easy process to do, is to begin to change these beliefs that you have. But the more that you're holding on to a belief that you have outgrown, the more uncomfortable it's going to feel within yourself. And eventually you're going to have no choice but to have to look at it while you're on your healing journey. Like I said, it's so much nicer when we're not attached to them. They're not part of our identity. It doesn't mean that, like, based off my beliefs, that's what I stand for. I stand for what I stand for, not because of what I believe, but because of who I am. So that's a very different take on things as well, is we're taught that you have to have these beliefs and stand strong in them because, that defines who you are. Nothing should define who you are except you. Not your beliefs, not your past experiences, nothing. Nothing outside of you gets to make you who you are. You get to decide that for yourself. And it's definitely not your beliefs. Your beliefs are always changing, always growing. And that is actually the beautiful thing of them, is they get to grow and evolve with you. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you back here next time.